Good morning. Okay, today something a little different. I want to just show you the very simple do's and don'ts as I understand them when using a ultrasonic cleaner to clean your motherboards from liquid damage, just from grime, all of that stuff. And what I am going to be using as far as the liquid in there, the detergent, the temperature, and the duration of what I will be using in my shop. Also, I will show you a before and after and show you how that works out as well. Okay, so what I have is the VEVOR, VEVOR digital ultrasonic cleaner. I've never used one of these before. I've been thinking about getting one in my shop forever, but I finally did. So that's pretty cool. I'm using it on a specific job in particular, but I'm going to show you on a damaged board just for proof of concept. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to use working with this. Okay, firstly, distilled water. Very important. Not pure water, not disinfected water, spring water, whatever. Has to be distilled because during the distillation process it will shed certain elements and metals and things like that in here. So not only is it pure, but it's also distilled so it doesn't contain any corrosive elements, let's say metals and whatnot, because once you're done you don't want those staying on the board when you're done, because then it works fine and then a week later it's got corrosion. Okay, so let me show you what the top of this looks like. Inside, this is like brand new, so there's a bunch of stuff in it, but this is like a drainage hose. So when it has a little drainage spout on the side there, you can put this in here and that will allow you to drain it so you can put new stuff in here. This also comes with this right here. What this is for using small things. For instance, let's say you have a ring or an earring or something. You close this up and then kind of do this like that, and therefore you won't lose anything. It just stays inside here like that. Okay. Of course, in our case, we're not using that. Maybe one day I will. But most importantly is this. This is so you don't have to put your hands in here. It won't hurt you, but it's a lot easier to pop these out of here and do like this. There's also a thing that you have to do post cleaning, which this would come in handy too, right? All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this with distilled water. This is about 2 inches higher than the height of this, so the depth of this is about like that, okay? But I'm only going to fill it to about maybe here with the water, okay? So first thing you want to do is get your distilled water and child-proof. Okay. Get your distilled water and pour it in. Make sure your valve on the side isn't open, otherwise it'll just pour out the other side. It's also important not to turn this on dry, because I would imagine that the element would cause some problems running it on a dry machine. Okay, so there's the water. Now, second thing is you are wise to use a detergent. In my case, I am using this right here, Simple Green Extreme. I've done a little bit of research to find out what people are using, and the one thing that they're using overall is a very expensive one that I think is around $80 a gallon. But I'm going to try this because I had a few videos I watched said this was pretty good. So we're going to switch cameras And 1 to 15, okay? That is the recommended ratio. 1 part water, or excuse me, 15 parts water to 1 part detergent. So in here I put just short of a gallon, probably 80% of the gallon here. So I'm just going to just eyeball it, really. I'm going to probably go 1, 2, 3. That should be enough. That's probably more than enough, actually. But I'm just using this just to teach and show. Okay. On the back here, we have a power switch. Okay, we're going to put that on. Now we've got 2 things here. We've got Celsius set and actual. So right now it's at 20 Celsius. I went on ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT what the best was for temperature, and what it told me was 35 to 45 Celsius. So I'm actually going to leave it at 50. I'm not too worried about it. And then once you got it set here, we're going to have a timer as well. Okay, we're going to go with just this side. Once we got it where we want it, we're going to hit start. It's going to heat this up. You'll start to see this go up, 21, 22, 23, and we're going to wait until it goes all the way to 50, and I imagine it'll beep or something when it's ready. So I'm just going to let this do its thing, and I'll speed it up. Okay, so I've actually, I was just going to let it run and then speed it up so you can see this change, but it's been about 10 minutes. It's only gone up 1 degree. I can feel warmth on it, so I just assumed that was cold liquid, and it's just going to take a minute for it to get to that point where it starts going. So I'm just going to cut this off until it reaches the 50 degrees Celsius, and we'll start from there. Okay, so I've noticed something, and the reason I'm going through this as a first timer with it is you might be a first time user as well. What I found is that this is still at 25, but inside it's nice and warm. I mean, there's plenty warm in there. I don't think that's necessarily accurate, or the thermostat itself the sensor itself is somewhere down here maybe, and it's not really giving an accurate view of how warm it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the board in. Here's a shot of what I'm putting in there. Okay. Now this has a whole bunch of stuff on it. It's got some thermal paste on it. We'll see what happens. This was sitting on a box like this, so for a while it's got air freshener and just different things in the air over a long time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set this for 10 minutes. I'm going to hit on, pop this in here like this. It's a lot louder than I expected it to be. It really is. Okay, so I'm going to let this do its thing for the whole 10 minutes. And gosh, that's really loud, you guys. Anyway, I'm going to let this do its thing for about 10 minutes. And I'm going to guess it'll turn off on its own. And then we will see what it did and do a before and after. Okay, so it beeped, it's done, and I'm going to show you the next step. I'm going to actually pull it out here and move this so I can show you the next step. So I'm going to pause the video in a moment here, and do all that, and then switch cameras so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so found out a few things. Again, I'm explaining this because it's my first time using one. Found out a few things. One is it really was probably measuring accurate, and I saw it went up to like 41. So once it started heating up, it was doing pretty well. Afterwards, okay, even though this is the water is distilled, you still want to rinse this off. What you want to use is alcohol, and you want to use the good stuff. Like I've said in several videos, you want to use 93, 94, 95. This is actually 99%, so it's the really, really good stuff. You can get it at like beauty supply places. I bought a baking sheet, you know, where you make cookies. I bought one of those since it's very small and very very narrow, so I can actually set this in there and submerge it using the least amount of alcohol, because this is about $12 for a liter, something like that. So I'm just getting the last little remnants off, and then we will kind of take a good look and see how it looks. All right, it's going to be a little bit on the wet side for a second here. All right, so looking at this, I'll show a before and after, but looking how clean this is, it looks virtually brand new. I did scrub it just a little bit because there was a little tiny bit left of thermal paste on here, but it looks like a brand new board. Okay, I'm going to use my hot air station to dry it. I'm going to take off the small tip, put on a larger one, and just use whatever heat I've got it set to right now. But this will cool it off, or dry it off. Now you can use a hair dryer for this or whatever, but it's alcohol, so watch it how quickly it disappears. Okay, so we are done. Why don't I put this under the microscope so we can actually see what a good job it did. Looking at the CPU first, that was the dirtiest. There's a little bit of alcohol left there. But I'll tell you what, I am happy with this. The circuit board is clean. All right, so it's just that simple, and I just wanted to show you what you can do to use one of those, how you can do it, and what you can accomplish with it. Price point breakdown here, real simple. The water is about $2 at any grocery store. The ultrasonic cleaner itself was something along the lines of around $70, I think. I got the 6 liter. 6 liter was more than enough. They have a 10 liter, which is just gigantic, and then they have a 3 liter, which is just a bit too small. I probably could have used that, but this is just like the Goldilocks size for me. Yeah, looks really good. Okay, so oh, by the way, when you saw me opening it up a couple times, I was a bit surprised at what it was doing first. So here's a picture of what I took, so you can see within 30 seconds what it was looking like inside. It was just getting that stuff off of there. So if you decide to get one of those, like say, that's what I paid. I'm really, really happy with it. and you can use these in your own shop to get rid of, you can get around some damage from liquid spills, things like that, and sometimes even bring your computer or board back to life. At the very least, if you're going to sell it and it's got stuff all over it, then you can clean it that way. Okay? Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you use one of these ultrasonic cleaners, I'd love to hear in the comments your thoughts, and if you're using different cleaners or different temperatures, different time variants, etc. Okay? All right. Thanks a bunch for supporting the channel. Feel free to like and subscribe, please, and we'll see you in the next one.